Hey everybody, Sinister here. This is the In for the Win channel, and we're doing our Dyson Sphere program Let's Play. Episode 18 is basically going to be more of like an info session. I did a lot of the building in the off time just because I feel like a lot of this stuff is just repeated stuff we've done already. I mean, I went ahead and I looked at our talent tree. I got F11 on. And I basically just started unlocking everything that was available via yellow, which is a lot. I didn't want to go through every single thing that we could get. And I started going more in depth to the tree, and my playstyle is a very organized one in my mind. And which is why I didn't rush down this tree. I know the game is about the Dyson Sphere and the solar sails, and I do know that this stuff was accessible way earlier on. Not that one. But you know, I can get the ray receivers or the sail orbit system, right? So, but what I really wanted to get to was to make sure my production was easy. So I pushed towards Interstellar Logistics because it was available. And through that, we needed to get titanium alloy to actually produce this stuff. We've got to do the thrusters down here as well. We've unlocked those, but again, that required the titanium alloy. So rather than making stuff, you know, making another episode about this, I decided that, okay, I'll just do it on the side and we'll get it going. What else did we look at? And so the other thing I did in the off time was I haven't set up photon combiners yet. That's another thing I'm going to do in the off time. But that's probably what we'll do for episode 19, is actually start getting some of these rail ejectors going. We'll figure out where we're at. But right now, I just basically have gotten the Interstellar Logistics systems being produced. So I'm on my other planet here. This is this is Tau Ceti second. So this is the close one. So while I was here, I also went and decided that we're going to start needing supermagnetic rings pretty soon. I was pretty low on resources on my home planet, so I decided that we're going to set up this build here. Spread out a little bit, but all the resources were pretty readily available. So this is our little build, and I can't remember if it was like 40 a minute or what. I bet if we go to local planet and we scroll down here, 30 per minute supermagnetic rings. So anyways, that's going to be just future planning that I did in the off time. I basically built this build right off the ratio that the calculator gave me. I just clicked 30, and basically I select my ratios. I play around until I find one that has a nice even amount of machines. This one was like, what was this, 9? Yeah, 9 and 4 and 3, and then if you change up the volumes to like 35 per minute, then you're doing like 2.5 machines, and it gets all ugly. So anyways, should I have connected that one? I think there's plenty over there, so I won't worry about it. So this is on Tau Ceti second. So let's head back to Tau Ceti center. So I've upgraded my battery, as you can see now. Look at this. I can go way faster through space. I don't want to go to that gas giant yet. So let's head back to our home planet and see what I worked on there. So that's the equator line there. So it's either on the top or the bottom. That is... oh, let's land here. Is this the bottom? So, and like I said, I'm just pumping through stuff. If we go and look at my production chain right now, it's not good. But I've been producing these in the off time, right? There was times I wasn't. So right now I've got an excess buildup of cubes. So I decided to stack up the research just to increase speeds. So right now, that's burning through our product that we're creating. Oh, this is the end. I'm calling in. I modified our build. I decided that I'm going to do all the building over there. And for all those who really have a keen eye and noticed, I had screwed up in my X-ray cracking build in one respect, that I was outputting to the second belt, and so this was getting all backed up and stopping production, which is why I moved this initially. But so now basically we're pumping in yellow. It's getting sent over there. And so I needed sulfuric acid for titanium alloy. That was where we were at. I had everything else. Where is that titanium alloy? Right there. I had everything else ready. I had the titanium coming from Talsetti Second. I have my steel going. I ended up making a little bit more steel just so we wouldn't run out. And so what basically all I needed to do is produce sulfur over here. So that's what I got going on. I did a little setup here, and these aren't X-ray cracking. These are just plasma refining. So I've got hydrogen going out here, and it's probably, is it getting? Oh, nice, it's perfect. I'm burning off all of the hydrogen. Right now, I just don't even want to worry about it. So I still have enough energy consumption, but rather than have it sit around, I figured, like, what I probably could do is I could probably get some of it going into deuterium. I think this will, I don't really need it right now, but I figure what's time is a commodity, right? So if I let this do its thing, we have a priority output. Oh no, see, it's weird. I wish it would split. I want it to go two ways. I could figure that out later. We're not gonna worry about that right now. So anyways, what I did was I got that sulfur going and I set up this guy right here. So this guy is basically taking that sulfur and transferring it. I'm lost. Nope, I'm not lost. Transferring it over here to our new little build area. So I found a little patch right here. So there's our iron that we're producing a little bit more steel here. We got our titanium coming in, and then I used this one extra slot in the planetary logistics system to bring over our sulfur. Which looks kind of interesting on the belt. Oh yeah, because it's like actual fluid in the cubes. I've never even noticed that. That is really cool. Look at that. Nice. It's got like, is that like almost like ray tracing? Because it's like, I don't know. It looks good, whatever it is. So we're not producing a lot. We are producing a pretty small amount. So it says 5 per minute, but it's actually 3 at a time, right? So that's like 15 per minute, I think. And I don't think I get full efficiency. So I'm producing like maybe like 40 a minute. I'm not producing a lot, but basically we already had the materials that we needed. We had our electromagnetic turbines being built, so I pulled that off of our belt. And we got one machine building reinforced thrusters, the new one that's required for the logistics vessel. So after unlocking the Interstellar Logistics, you can start crafting these. We have our processors coming from way over on Obawa. Our reinforced thrusters are there. So I probably don't need this chest here, but whatever. And so now we have a little armada, or whatever you want to call it, of our logistics vessels. So while I'm here, I am going to... I honestly haven't gone much farther past this point in the game. That's going to be my like PSA. Is from now on, it's really actual learning for me. So over here, I had this all pre-set up, if you remember from earlier. So I had these guys being fed into this chest here, and they both require the same amount of what are these, plasma particle containers. Initially I had 2 buildings, but I have enough excess supply coming in that I decided I would pump out a 3rd one, even though it's really not necessary. So now I've got plenty of extra planetary logistics, and it's pulling out of that chest. See, the only thing we're really relying on is titanium alloy, but I did that on purpose to have a low rate. I don't want to be producing 20 planetary logistics station per minute. That's just like silly. So I don't know if this makes sense to anybody else, but what I did was I have a little cheat sheet in my mind of how the sorters work. So when you're going 1.5 trips per second, that's 90 items per second. When you're doing the 2 tile, that's 45. It's half the speed, or 0.75. And then when you go to the distance, it's this distance, 3 tiles, it's 0.5. So basically, in my mind, this is outputting at 30 per second. I'm regulating that belt so that it's just getting 30 alloy per second. And in my mind, that's totally okay. So we now have our Interstellar Logistics stations. And again, this is all pretty new to me, but I do know that I'm just gonna, no, I don't want to go that one, I want to go this view. I want to find the north. Yep, that's north up there. So just because I know I haven't been there, and I don't plan on doing any real builds up here. Where's north? There it is. I built like a little mound. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build my first Interstellar Logistics station. Boom, right there on the North Pole. And then I'm hoping that'll help me remember.
You have established an Interstellar Logistics station and opened the first node of logistics transportation among the planets. With it, no need to transport cargo between planets manually anymore. Just set to remote supply in the site on the raw material supply planet. The logistics vessel will bring the cargo to the other planets with corresponding remote demand sites accordingly. Setting local supply and demand can also inherit the functions of ordinary logistics station at the same time.
Alright, so, you know, I always noticed a bit of translation happening there. You lose a little bit, but it's basically gonna function just like our planetary logistics stations. It's gonna have a supply, demand, and a storage, except it's gonna work via planets. So as it mentioned, we are no longer going to have to fly over to Tau Ceti second. Well, we're going to have to do it to get it a little bit set up, but that's okay. So let's go here, and we got to think about the main resources we want to bring in. So we were producing our processors on another planet. So so there's remote and local. So we want a remote demand. Remote is not on this planet, but we are going to supply it locally. Excuse me. And so we also have our titanium that we want to remote demand. I've started producing excuse me. We've got our supermagnetic rings producing over there. What else do we have? Do we have anything else out there right now? We're gonna have to go and take a peek. Depending on prisms, glass, like we might just set those up on another planet too. So anyways, I'm gonna drop in. I can get 10 there. And, oh, stop that. Do I have any? No, because you're gonna need to use logistics drone, I guess, to supply locally. That would make sense. So let's go right there. And we'll grab a stack of those. And so now the other thing I gotta do is go to another planet and set up the other one. So let's just go and put that in there. And I got enough. Oh man, this cough is never leaving me. Okay, so let's just fly back to wherever we're pointing at. Tau Ceti second. Okay. That one was really close that time. No, we don't want to go there. Whoa, don't land yet. Oh well. We have enough battery power that we can actually blast back to orbit after. Here's my wind field. Boom. Okay, so we're not going to go too far away. Hopefully this doesn't suck all my power. What's my power looking like here? I don't know how much this really takes. 300 megawatts for one of those? That can't be. Really? Oh my god. I didn't even look at my other planet. Let me see what happens. I wonder if that's when it's using like all the machines. Let's just see what happens. I set this up. Am I gonna lose power? Woo! Okay. Let's rethink that. I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board and get some real power going. Maybe this is where the sails are gonna come into play. Whoa, look how close we are. I don't think I've ever been that close. Everything is like 20 seconds away. That's a really awesome shot though. Where was the planet? I gotta get a screenshot of that just like that. Boom! I like that a lot. That's a good one. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go and do some power production and probably figure out a little more about these sails that we're gonna start producing here. So for that, this will be the end of this episode, I guess. It's kind of an abrupt halt, but I don't want to drag it on any longer. We're gonna start off the next episode once I got everything power-wise balanced back out. So, thanks for stopping by, everybody. This was episode 18 of our Dyson Sphere program Let's Play. Give me a like, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. We'll be back in the future. Take it easy.